Okay, it is a beautiful day outside, and I hope everybody is doing amazing. My name is Adam, and I've always wanted to do this for a long time, but I never knew what I would talk about. But I've kind of figured it out, and um, just trying to get some experience using a webcam because I'm going to be between careers soon, and figured why not have some fun and going to be doing some Zoom interviews in the future here. So I just want to get comfortable on a camera and talking, and everyone tells me I have such a good voice, so I figured why not try and utilize that here in my sanctuary. So, without further ado, this is Cosmic Alliance of the Fist. It is going to be a YouTube show that talks about physical media, and physical media is one of my passions. I love collecting Blu-rays, DVDs, video games, CDs, anything, you name it. I love it, and I love having something to hold. And I always loved that feeling from when I was a kid, and I'd ask my mom for a movie for Christmas, and I'd wake up Christmas morning and unwrap a brand new DVD or VHS, whatever it was back then. Uh, it brought me a lot of joy, and it still brings me a lot of joy. And it's something that's really dying, and probably not going to make a comeback unless people like me care an awful lot about preservation and appreciation of physical media and discs, because it's not as popular, obviously, but like I said, I'm trying to get some experience doing a YouTube show, and yeah, I'd like to have a career in media someday. So I figured this is a great way to get my foot in the ground, and I'm not really doing anything else. And like I said before, everybody tells me I have such a good voice, so I should give it a try. Voice for radio is what they tell me, but more like the voice of the homeless. But we'll see how this goes. So, welcome to Cosmic Alliance of the Fist. Welcome to the family, the lovely Sawyer family behind me. So I'm mainly going to talk a lot about horror movies, action movies, crime movies, and I'm not a film nerd by any stretch of the means. I just enjoy watching movies, especially with beer. So it's a good time, even if it's a bad movie. You know, enough beer will make any movie good. That's my role. But let's get into it then. So I figured each episode will have a theme, and I figured our debut theme will be my oldest Blu-rays and DVDs, mainly just DVDs because that's the older medium. The oldest DVDs in my collection, my top 10 oldest DVDs in my collection. I have a lot of DVDs, and I've had a lot of them since 2004, 2005. So, like I said, my mom used to buy me movies all the time, and there was no better feeling of taking the movie out of that plastic and putting it in a DVD player, and especially that was when special features became a thing. You could see the making of the movie, and it's just something I always enjoyed. But today's episode will be the top 10 oldest DVDs I have in my collection. I am going to show them to you. I'll show you the case. I'll tell you a little about the movie. I won't include spoilers. And then maybe look at the price on Amazon and see what the DVD is worth today. But we'll see how this goes. But thank you for watching my debut episode, and I hope this is something you can enjoy. If this is not you, please, by all means, tune out. I'm doing this for fun, basically, because I've always wanted to do a YouTube show. But let's get cracking. Take a sip of water first. Okay, let's get to it. So first up is a movie called Frogs that I believe my mom maybe got me this for Christmas or Easter one year. I don't remember. Maybe it was in my Easter basket. But if we take a look at it here, definitely looks interesting. A movie about giant frogs, you'd think? Incorrect. It was actually a letdown. Because I remember watching this movie, and there's some actors in it. Sam Elliott. Some of you may be familiar with him. Iconic actor. But the cover is misleading because the movie is not about giant frogs. And I apologize for the glare. I'm getting the kinks of this studio worked out. But let's take a look at the disc too. But obviously the cover, you've got a giant frog with a hand coming out of its mouth. Awesome. So any young kid may say, oh, well, that's going to be a good time. But it was kind of misleading because it wasn't about that. You can watch the film for yourself. But I don't remember. I might need to rewatch it someday. But the discs, and I always loved these when I would get movies back in the day. If you look at the disc, it is a dual disc. So one side is full screen and the other is standard, so you can enjoy however you liked it. This disc is pretty beat up because it's old, but I've always kept this movie just because I thought it was funny. Because I'm sure my mom was at Walmart or Kmart one night and knew I loved horror movies and probably looked at it and said, "Oh, that's a giant frog eating somebody. Adam will love that." And that's why I love my mom, because she knows me better than anyone else in the world. So I've always kept this, and I'll probably never watch it again. I could rewatch it just for fun if I had enough beer, but not a bad film from what I remember. It was interesting, maybe more adult than I remember because I was a little kid back then. Definitely interesting, and let's see if we can find it on Amazon here. See what it is going for now. Whoa, that's interesting. The DVD is $25.54. That's new, so you can get it used for maybe $3.47. And what I'm going to do on the YouTube channel here is I will put a trailer for each of these movies that I am going over today, and you can decide for yourself if it's something you can watch. Like I said, I don't remember this being too fantastic. Very misleading. Because there was no giant frogs. There is swamp critters, up to no good, but it wasn't as nefarious as the cover makes it out to be. But it's still a cool picture on the front. So let's move on to the next one. This is, I don't even remember where I got this, but I know I've had it for a long time. It is a 2-disc Predator DVD, and it's got the movie, obviously, and then I believe a disc of special features. And there's some cool artwork on the back here as well. Predator is one of those awesome movies, so I don't mind keeping this collection. I have another copy of Predator that I bought with a collection, which has all the Predator movies in it, so I got it at a steal. It was like $10 for the Blu-rays. I don't know how I'd be able to search for this. I can try and search for it on Amazon, but the discs are in amazing shape because I don't think I've watched this DVD in a long time, maybe a few times, but they're pretty much the same. I think Arnold is on this front one here. Sorry about the glare. We're getting the kinks worked out with this YouTube channel. And we will upgrade as we go. And the Predator on this one, as you can see. And these discs are in pretty good shape. Now let's do a quick look on Amazon here and see how much this is going for. Predator 2-disc DVD. No idea when this was even released, but let's check it out. Not even seeing it on Amazon, so I can't give an exact price what this would cost today. But it is a 2-disc edition, and I believe maybe there was a slipcover that went on the front because it's kind of just opens up. So I'm guessing I bought it used at a flea market somewhere, and did I have a price tag on it maybe? I can't even find a price tag on it, but cool DVD, cool artwork on it, so I'll hang on to it. Let's keep going. Hellraiser collection. Not in good condition by any means. Looks like some water damage. I've moved a lot over the years, so some of these have just worn away. But hey, having all the Hellraiser movies on just a couple discs here is pretty awesome. Let's see. No original Hellraiser. So it is Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, Hellraiser Bloodline, Hellraiser Inferno, Hellraiser Hellseeker, Hellraiser Deader, and Hellraiser Hellworld. If we pop it open, looks like a lot of discs in there. So I may have gotten this at Kmart, and that's just how old I am. Back in the day, maybe 2010, 2009. I can't remember for sure, but it's cool to have. And I really don't have any Blu-ray copies of these films, so I'm definitely going to hang on to it. Let's see if we can find out what this goes for on Amazon. So that would be a Hellraiser 6-disc collection DVD. $19 new. It looks like you can get it for $4 used. I don't know if anybody out there's still fans of the Hellraiser movies. I love them. Hellraiser 2 is probably my favorite out of all of them, and Hellraiser Bloodline. Yeah, I mean, you can find a DVD collection of 6 Hellraiser films for $4 used. And if you have Prime, you probably get free shipping too. So that's not bad. But moving on. This one is sentimental to me. Not a good movie by any means. The Time Machine. I believe it's from 2002. With Guy Pearce is his name. And he's a big actor. He's still in a lot to this day. I don't know if this is his finest work, but when I was a young kid, this was a pretty good action movie. And time travel always makes for interesting cinema. Not the best film by any means, but I remember maybe I was turning 14 or 15 years old, and I didn't know what I wanted for my birthday that year. And I sent this over to my mom. She's like, "Oh, that's all you want for your birthday is a dumb movie?" I said, "Hell yeah, that's what I want." But it's still one of my favorite movies to this day. Excellent practical effects, and the acting is so-so. Definitely had a really big budget behind it, which is a shame because it kind of flopped in cinemas. But I always remember the practical effects being really good, and the score. Very symphonic score. That was my favorite part about it, was this music. I love the music in this film, and I still love it all these years later. I even have a Blu-ray version of it. But birthday, maybe 2008, 2009, The Time Machine. It's all I wanted. They got me other things because I think this DVD was $5 at the time. But thank you, Mama. Love you. Now, this next one was something I kind of... It's really old and it's really stupid. So, big Michael Myers fan, as you can see. So, my friend at the time had a dual copy of Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. And he said, I don't care for Halloween 3. I guess it wasn't good enough for him. So, he gave me the disc for Halloween 3. And I sort of made my own cover for it. Very crudely. Just printed it out on my mom's printer. I don't remember. But it's the actual disc from the 2-disc set you can buy of Halloween 2 and Halloween 3 that Universal put out. Everybody knows about this movie. This disc is still in amazing shape, and I've had it 15, 16 years now. I was back in high school. So I love Halloween 3. Obviously, everyone knows why everybody hates it, but I'm glad it's a movie that's coming around and getting its due these days. Another movie. The acting is the acting. It's a Halloween movie, but the score, incredible, done by John Carpenter himself. So that alone should have you watching it. The actors, Mr. Tom Atkins, amazing. I just thought my favorite parts of that film are the score and the practical effects. The gooey practical effects, the bugs. And they had some like sort of CGI, early CGI effects in it too, which I thought was awesome. But it's definitely not a fan favorite. I mean, these days it is. More people appreciate it now than before. But I'm going to hang on to that forever because one of my favorite movies. I have plenty of copies of it. I have steelbooks of it. But that was the first copy of it I ever owned, and my friend just gave it to me for free, and I made my own case. So kind of sentimental, but let's give it a look on Amazon here. And I can tell you, I have actually the actual copy, the dual disc Halloween 2, Halloween 3 DVD that came out. But let's see what it's going for. It can't be much because you can get it at Walmart for $5 every Halloween. Halloween 2 and 3 disc. Let's see what's going on. You want it new? It's $5. You can probably find both of them on Blu-ray, just as cheap. But if you don't have a Blu-ray player, it's just as good, $4. Even if you want to buy it used, it's still about $1.99, but $4. Get the new one if you really want it. Two amazing films in one. But I just remember my friend saying, I don't care for this. You can take it. And I loved it. Halloween 3 is a special place in my heart. People can hate on it all they want. But it's still great. Okay, up next, another not so good fan favorite. The Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm a fan. Not a lot of people are. It got pretty bad reviews at the time. No, I don't think anybody really liked it. There's some pretty cool scenes in this movie. And I've had this DVD for a long time. And I originally saw this movie. I think my parents were at somebody's house one night partying, and us kids got thrown in the living room to just hang out. And maybe midnight, somebody's dad put this on. And as you can see, this disc is pretty beat up. It's seen better days, but just standard. It's good artwork on it. And then on the inside here, you have the chapter selections and everything. This disc is really beat up. I'm sure at one point I played Frisbee with it and threw it at my brother. Still an excellent film, in my opinion. People hate it. There's some good actors in it. It is corny and cheesy, but it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. So, and let's see. I'm forgetting to go over some of the special features on these DVDs. So interactive menus. It looks like no, this doesn't even have a theatrical trailer on it. You can change the language. That's about it. So some of these DVDs from maybe like the late 2010s and stuff, or mid 2010s, they're just they don't have too many features on them. I think they just wanted to put this stuff on a disc and get it out so people would buy it. Not an excellent film by any means, but let's see what it's going for on Amazon. Last Action Hero DVD. Oh, you can get a 2-movie collection of it with Cliffhanger. DVD new is going for $13.99. You can get it used $3. So if you're looking for that movie at some point, it's not a lot of money. So we can move on. Now this very interesting find of mine. Halloween 2 Uncut, which is essentially the Halloween 2 television cut that you'd see on AMC or whatever channel, Sci-Fi, that occasionally they played it. This is funny though, and I showed this to my wife recently, and this is how it came. And she said, "You better hope there's nothing inappropriate on that disc." I said, "I've watched the disc before. It's actually somebody literally held a camera up to their television while it was playing on AMC, and then they just cut out the commercials." And I found this not at a flea market, at a horror convention at the Horror Realm Pittsburgh, maybe back in 2010, 2011. I think I just started college when I got this, and I don't know. I always just thought it was funny, and I have so many copies of Halloween 2. Obviously, one of my favorite movies. The best Michael Myers movie, in my opinion. Everybody loves the original. I'm not going to hate on the original, but Halloween 2 is where it's at. So I've always hung on to this. It has for special features. It's like I said, this is just a bootleg DVD, so it's literally you put it in and it plays. And I probably wouldn't even work on modern DVD players. I think maybe I tried to watch it a couple years ago on my PS5, and I don't think it worked. So I'm keeping it though because it's sentimental to me. I found it, and I think it's pretty hilarious that somebody did that. I probably paid a lot of money for it. I'm guessing maybe $25 at the time, but all these years later, somebody made money off of it and was able to eat dinner that night. So it's a win for everybody. Now, we're getting close. We're getting to the bottom of the pile here. This is one of my favorites. One of my favorite movies of all time, Escape from Alcatraz. If you need the synopsis for that, I really can't help you, but it's based on the Escape from Alcatraz in 1962, and this is the reimagining of it with the great Clint Eastwood. One of my favorite movies. I thought the acting was terrific, and it was filmed on scene at Alcatraz, and it's a dramatization of how it all went down. The 3 guys dug out of their cells and he got out into the bay and were never seen again. One of my favorite movies, and I saw this movie on the AMC channel. I say when I was in middle school, and I loved it. And it was one of those movies that I absolutely couldn't find anywhere. And my mom would take me to Walmart, and I'm digging through the bins, the $5 bins. I'm looking for this movie, and my mom says, "Adam, they just don't have it. Let it go." And I'm going through this bin, and my mom says, "Here, you found these other 2 DVDs. I'll get you these instead. Sorry, they don't have the one you're looking for." And I turned over one more movie. Boom. There it was, Escape from Alcatraz. $5 in the cheapo bin. Mission accomplished. And I'll never forget how excited I was when I stuck my hand down in that DVD bin and pulled it out. It said, "That's a win." And I've held on to it ever since this day. I have a Blu-ray version of this movie now, but I'm always going to hang on to this one. And this one I've watched. See, the disc is pretty basic. Escape from Alcatraz. It's pretty damaged, just because I have watched it so many times that it's normal wear and tear from taking it in and out of the case. But one of my favorite films. Not really any special features on this at all. So, widescreen version, Dolby Digital, you can change the language, interactive menus, and not really any special features, but the whole thing was special to me. Okay, let's move on. Oh, let's look that up on Amazon real fast, see what that's going for. Escape from Alcatraz. DVD. Because I know they just had a 4K release of it, and I still haven't found that yet. 4K Blu-rays are expensive. $17 for that, if you're looking for it. And you can get it used for $12. No, never mind. I was looking at the Blu-ray. The DVD you can get new for $4.32. And back then when I was looking for this, there wasn't Amazon yet, and eBay was sort of just taking off. E-commerce was a relatively new thing. That was 2007, I think. I found this DVD, and I still love it to this day. But if you're looking for this DVD, $4.32. So that is the deal with that one. All right. So next, and this is a tough one because we just lost the great Tony Todd, but this is a special edition of Candyman that I did get signed by Tony Todd at the Horror Realm convention back 2010. I actually have a picture with him too. He signed it nice and big, real Sharpie for me. And signed it nice and big with a Sharpie for me. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I've always cherished. I found this DVD at our Rite Aid. First off, the Rite Aid, right by the bus stop. I mean, my brother used to get on the bus and go to the mall. Rite Aid used to sell DVDs, believe it or not. And I had seen Candyman on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I was always a big Tony Todd fan. So I found this, and then I think a few months later, he was going to be at a horror convention. I said, well, if he's doing autographs, I'll get him to sign it. And I met him. He was an excellent guy. I think he's an amazing actor. Rest in peace. I still haven't seen the newest Final Destination yet, but I will always hang on to this DVD because it's not only an excellent movie, but this is a special edition. So this actually has some special features. Filmmaker's commentary. A small documentary by Clive Barker, Raising Hell. Sweets to the Sweet, the Candyman Mythos featurette. Storyboards and trailers and bonus previews. So a cool DVD for sure. And I will cherish it forever. And let me take a look and see how much that's going for on Amazon. If this is all boring you can leave. But if you're sticking around to hear some of this nonsense, thank you so much. Candyman Special Edition, the DVD. You can find it for $18 new on Amazon. Used, $3.39. So if you're ever in the market for a Candyman DVD, I say this, if you're looking for this DVD, it's at a good price on Amazon. Unless you're a dork like me collecting physical media, you could probably find it on streaming. I'm sure it's on Netflix or Hulu somewhere. So, but if you are one of those freaks in the market for the Candyman DVD from the 2010s, you can get it at a good price. Unfortunately, you can't get it signed by Tony Todd, but rest in peace, Tony. We all miss you. All right, so this is going to be my favorite and final of this countdown. Dawn of the Dead, the Ultimate Edition. I'll show. It's big. It's big, and this goes for a lot of money these days, if you can find it. But it is really cool. I got it for Christmas one year. Thank you, Mama. I love you. Um, all the other kids get toys for Christmas. I woke up and got Dawn of the Dead DVDs. And I think I watched it on Christmas, too. Imagine that. Very cool. I'll try my best to hold this out and show everybody. But here's some artwork on this side right here. Sorry about the glare again. I'm working out the kinks, so maybe I'll get some better curtains for in here. Some artwork on this side, too. And then let's open it up. This has, I believe this is a 5 DVD set. This is going to be hard to hold up, but I'll try. Woo-wee. Look at this bad boy. Doesn't get better than that. Unrated versions, European versions, theatrical versions. It doesn't get better than that. And each disc has its own artwork. And this even came with a comic book. And I have that comic book still. Just a little booklet, but definitely an awesome set. You know, I grew up on Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and Dawn of the Dead. It's hard to pick between the three of those, which one's the best. But I'll always love Dawn of the Dead. Has a special place in my heart. And I got this Christmas morning, and I think I was in 7th or 8th grade. I think 8th grade. And I've held on to it ever since. I even let a friend borrow it. And he had it in his storage unit for many, many years, and I was very worried about it. But he eventually found it and gave it back to me, and I was very happy. It is a little beat up, but, you know, I'm not selling any of my movies, so I really don't care. And that, you know, every DVD has its scars, and this one has a ton of them. And I think I even tried to fill in with a Sharpie at some point some of the white scuffs that's getting on it, but I'll keep it forever because I don't think it's something you can easily find these days. So let's give that a look here on Amazon. Dawn of the Dead. This is the original Dawn of the Dead, by the way, folks, not the 2004. And that's no hate towards the 2004, but this is 1978. Ultimate Edition. Let's see. DVD, $59. You can get it used for $6. Okay, I know there was a long time there where this was hundreds of dollars, but it has really come down in price, and just maybe the sign of the times that physical media is just not as popular. $6. Yeah, you can get a good deal on it. And some of them not in the good condition, not perfect condition, probably like mine, just because it's such an old set. And obviously, you can probably get there's probably a bigger Blu-ray version of it out there now, but I'm always going to hang on to the Ultimate Edition. And I could go into the special features on this for days, but it's basically the movie and one big collection of special features: the European version, the uncut version, documentaries, TV spots. A lot of stuff probably that's on the Anchor Bay release from the 2000s, but definitely something I'll keep forever, especially since it was a Christmas gift from my mama. Love you, Mama. Thank you. But that concludes my top 10 of my favorite oldest DVDs in my collection. Let's put those there. I hope you enjoyed this. It's my first crack at doing a YouTube show, so I'm going to work at it, and I'm trying to do this to get some experience, because I want to get into the media and advertising business, and I'm just trying to practice branding a little bit. So that's why I'm doing this today. If you enjoyed it, I'll definitely do it again. If not, I'll still do it again, because it's all for fun at the end of the day, and I can't thank you guys enough if you watch this all the way through. Thank you for joining the Cosmic Alliance of the Fist. Please like and subscribe, and once again, welcome to the family.